Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel here on Patreon. Thank you guys very much for supporting. $2 a month is all we ask, and you guys give it. So I try and bring more creative ideas to you guys quicker and sooner. One of the ideas, though, that I like to think about with regard to shitting the fan, why we're where we're at, what we need to do, prepare-wise, it's incredible. And so I try and think of historical examples from which to draw, to compare where we're at to where we've been and why we're here. Back in World War II, Germany lost. They lost the war. And a lot of people say, well, they could have won. And I agree, they could have won. And there's never an easy win, but they could have won. Many of the countries they defeated, and history books don't like to teach this, as many of the countries they defeated joined Germany. They put on a German Nazi uniform and they fought on the side of Germany against Russia. And it was incredible. Now, did they mind control them? Did they threaten them? You know, those are bad ways to have a proficient military. Did they scare them? Or did they do a combination of all of those things? Yeah, they scared people. They scared them to fear communism. So on the Eastern Front, facing the Soviet Union, they fought. But they also fought into France and Spain, and then started attacking England. Additionally, the German army fought down in Africa. They fought the war on several fronts. And that is the reason so many people say the Germans lost in World War II, where it led to a faster loss. They fought on too many fronts. But at the same time, there are a lot of people who will argue that the Germans lost the war, but won the ideological battle, because so many fascist concepts are now part of government, right? The Antifa types currently use fascist techniques, the techniques the German fascists use to silence opposition, to take power, to intimidate, to scare, to control, and educate people, right? By bullying others with their ideology and claiming they're right, they control others. This does have everything to do with shit-hitting the fan, by the way. It's just not a historical review and comparison. Very big shit-hits-the-fan thoughts. How are they going to take over? Well, they see that the bad guys want to take over our country. They want to destroy the Constitution. They want to destroy patriotism, while at the same time claiming they're for law and order and they're patriotic by doing what they're doing. It's incredible. So this idea of illusion and confusion, and then also attacking on multiple fronts. It can lose, but it also has devastatingly effective results. Right, so let's just say that Germany only attacked France and moved west into Western Europe. If they only fought on one front, then America could defend, England could defend, Russia could come in from behind, other countries could help defend France by attacking Germany. So by fighting the West, fighting the East, and fighting in the South, Germany kept everyone busy fighting their own fronts, and they didn't gang up all in one spot. So that idea, fighting on many fronts, maybe it does have some merit. And when we look at what's going on today in our world, look at how we're heading into a shit-it's-the-fan type environment. Very slowly. The enemies of freedom, of liberty, the enemies of patriots and patriotism, the enemies of law and order under a constitution that guarantees individual liberties, not civil liberties, individual liberties, right? Not human rights, but God-given rights. They're trying to stop that. So they are attacking us on every side. And I try and talk about everything so we're aware of it, so we can discuss it. They want to confuse us, confound us, overwhelm us. And we're being attacked from without, and we're being attacked from within. So I want to start by talking about why the elitist establishment is so obsessed with meat, right? So we're being attacked for being omnivorous creatures. We were created, we were born humans, and we eat vegetable and meat. And our diets and our body and our systems are designed to require both of them for health and also intelligence. You need both. You get vitamins, minerals, fats, amino acids, proteins, etc. But there's this attack on meat now. And this one front that they're fighting to destroy us as people and destroy our nation is this multifaceted, multi-front attack that's leading us to shitting the fan. We're supposed to feel guilty, according to animal lovers, for eating meat. So they try and use guilt. Right? And then there are the terrorists, the anti-human, pro-animal terrorists. Right? And so they've been pushing this dialogue since I was a kid, even way back in the 80s. The Animal Liberation Front, ALF, they attacked universities, bombed them, burned them, destroyed them, trying to stop animal testing and other things. And a lot was done to improve the way we treat animals doing product testing. I can't say the world is perfect. It never will be, never can be. But what have they done? They've continued to push this idea that hurting animals is bad. Well, yeah. They've also pushed this idea that, well, you can be a vegan. And they've really pushed the vegan lifestyle. And there are former vegans who have come out and demonstrated, talked about how they were incorrect, how their health deteriorated, how their thinking, their strength physically and mentally deteriorated because of this vegan idea. But still, we need to be vegan, and eating animals is bad. And this is one front. And now the elitist establishment have corporatized fake meat. And it's become an investment. Invest in this meat company, which is ridiculous that it's worth billions and billions of dollars when they don't even sell $1 billion worth of product. But the company's valued that high. And so they're using the meat attack on us, which is one of many attacks on us and our country. And then within that, they're trying to fund it using super corporations that do the same thing they've done for years and years, which is make substitute meat or substitute protein products with soy, which is bad for you, which is part of the chemical attack on us. They're attacking us with our diets to destroy our brains, destroy our health, and make us weak, because a weak, unintelligent person is much easier to control by messing with our hormones, our meat diet, putting chemicals on us and in us, fluoride. They have done everything they can to weaken us. That's one attack type, right? And then they're doing it confusing us, confounding us. Other ways they're attacking, we talk about all of these. They're doing it politically by dividing us. Once they divide a country down into smaller and smaller subgroups, they make us weaker that way. In fact, over on the political left, they are now attacking each other because they've subdivided them so far and told them to fight anyone that isn't like them, that feminists can no longer agree with the LGBTQ people because they want to say that men can be women. Right? By dividing men from their own gender and guilting them and shaming them, they decided that in order to get ahead, you need to claim to be a woman and that we are supposed to accept that. And as a result, they have confused people, confounded them, but now they're fighting each other. Even on the left, feminists believe that no man, that is, no creature that has testicles and a penis, can understand a woman, can be a woman, can sympathize with a woman, and should be, anything that's not woman is hated. That's how far feminists have gone. Anything that's not a natural woman is the enemy. And so they are now attacking LGBTQ, the feminists are. That's how subdivided they have us on social issues, political issues. We're fighting not just like the Germans on three fronts. We're fighting for our survival as an intelligent thinking being by attacking us through politics, through social dynamics. They're attacking us with our health. They're attacking us in every way. The family unit. The communities are turned against each other, and then we're told that we need to work on our communities, right? So they've done this. They have done this incredible attack to confuse us. I know a lot of people that are incapable of saying anything, yes or no, to any question because they're being attacked for both sides. For merely choosing one side or the other, you're going to be attacked. It puts everyone in a position, right, to say, if you don't support us, you must be for them and are therefore an enemy. So an example would be what's going on in Chile. The government is corrupt, and all governments are. All governments are to varying levels. But Chile is corrupt. So therefore, the government needs to be gotten rid of. And this is a problem seen in a lot of third world countries, second world countries. Our own country is facing a level of corruption that's been exposed and being exposed that is never been seen before because it's been so well hidden. But let's go back to Chile. In Chile, you are being told that you need to resist and revolt, take over the capital, fight in the streets of Santiago. And if you don't support them, then you're a bad person, right? And you will be punished if they take power. And for those that are in power, the government, which is using tanks and troops to fight the rioters and protesters, if you don't support the government, then you must support this other side. In other words, there's no Switzerland for anyone. Yet, if you make a decision, you're going to be punished. One way or the other, you're going to be thought of as bad, one way or the other. And so people are completely at odds with themselves in every sector. For yourself, your health, your own psychology, you're told that you're bad if you're a woman and you should be like men. And then you're told that being like men is bad because men are stupid, right? You're told that you don't get to make decisions about yourself and that, group speak, group think, group dynamics, communal thinking is how you should think. So whatever way the wind blows, you should follow it. You shouldn't have convictions and morals and traditions and cultures. But most of all, you shouldn't have strong convictions about what you believe, because what if you're wrong? At the same time, you better have strong convictions about what communal thinking says. When shit hits the fan, folks, and I'm going to break into this now. When shit hits the fan, when it truly does, you will have to do a number of things. You're going to have conviction for what you believe in, for what you know is right. You're going to have to make decisions and take a stand. See, this is really what's separating preppers from the rest of the world. Who doesn't want to have an opinion? Who doesn't want to take a stand? Who doesn't want to make a decision? Who doesn't want to have tradition and culture? Right? The preppers are dealing with reality. They don't want to deal with reality. They want to claim that you can claim whatever gender you want for yourself, and that makes it so. And everyone has to accept it, then call you by that. And if they don't hire you, you can claim that they are attacking you for gender, and it's a hate crime. There are great news stories out. I don't want to get into them. I'll talk about them more in the next episode, future episodes. This is where being a prepper is going to be critical for your survival. You must put aside all confusion. You must, for better or worse, but mostly for better, make decisions that work, that will work for you. Right? Let's just do a quick scenario. Shit is a fan. People are coming down the street, and you've got your group, your community. And this group comes down the street and says, we identify with your group. We're part of your group because we say. Are you going to buy that? Are you going to buy into it? Are you going to go, oh, well, if you identify as one of us, then come on in by all means. No, you're going to say you don't get to identify as something you're not and make a claim to it and then have us believe it and accept it. Right? You would be going, what do you mean you identify as one of us? It's illogical. It's ridiculous. It's preposterous on its face. Yes, you're going to have to make those kind of decisions. So if that kind of decision and thinking is correct and shit hits the fan, why is it not correct now? Because you're being told that now you don't get to make your own decisions. Now you have to accept other people for what they say. Never mind the lie, the manipulation, the bullshit, and everything that's negative about it. You have to accept it, right? They want us in a state of confusion over all things, your health, your politics, the law, what is legal and not. Once again, I'll point to the Trump impeachment fiasco, where they're saying some things are law and some things aren't, and this is important and that isn't. How about facts? Let's make facts. No, it's perception. The left perceives a crime has been committed, therefore one's been committed. It's ridiculous. When shit hits the fan, everything ridiculous is going to get swept off the plate. Otherwise, someone says, oh, I want to be part of your group and you have to let me in. It's patriotic to love everyone and share alike. Oh, okay, then by all means, come in and eat all of our food and poison us and stab us in the back in the middle of the night. Right? You see where I'm getting at? In shit it's the fan, it is hardcore reality. But there are going to be other human elements that are still operating in a confused, illusionary state. The confusion that they have is going to cause them trouble, and it'll cause you trouble as well, because they won't see anything wrong with what they're thinking and what they want for them and what you have and how you can provide for them. They're not going to be confused at all from their perspective. But you can see how a group walking down the street, eating everyone else's food, moving on to the next group and eating all of their food, will cause them to what? Be sustained, while eating everyone else out of house and home, literally, if that thinking was allowed to exist. That's why when people go, well, if someone comes and knocks on my door, do I give them a pound of rice and send them on? Do I keep giving? Do I keep giving? Do I keep giving? Do I keep giving to get them to go away? You know, it's nice to be nice, but at the same time, how many days will it take to give away everything you've got in order to satisfy this niceness, this desire on their part, this illusionary, confusing state of mind that they're going to bring into shit hitting the fan? If you see a guy coming down the street with pink and purple hair, chains running from his nose to his ear to his lips to his nipples, and he walks up and says, I want to be with you. I don't just want your food. I want you to marry me. What? That's the frame of mind they come at this world with now. They are absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous, psychologically, just aberrations of reality. And I don't mean to just pick on weirdos, but the weirdos are the ones causing this problem. Right? As we've headed down, descended into this political, economic, social madness. And it is madness. It's a madhouse. Line from Planet of the Apes. Madhouse, I tell you. As we descend into this, it does become more and more ridiculous. A man from the 50s, if you brought him forward in a time machine, would not understand anything that's going on. He would apply a 1950s reasoned logic to everything. Right? You mean you get free stuff without having to work? What? You should have to work for everything you get. You know, I mean, if everything. Socially, do you think a man from the 50s could survive today? He'd be like, gays? What, they're out of the closet? We knew they existed, but now they're out? What do you mean? What do you mean that person who looks like a mix of several genders can change their gender identification at will? I mean, for me, and I was born in 1970, it is incredible that we've gotten this far. He could look at the suicide rate amongst youth and go, why are you guys committing suicide at higher and higher rates? You've got it so good. In the 50s, we had cars, but no power windows, air conditioning, power brakes, electric seats, power steering. There was no power, nothing. You were lucky you had a car and you were getting somewhere. You know, everything that we have is incredible standard of living and luxury. Yet everyone is, not everyone, higher and higher numbers are suicidal. Why? Because they don't feel like they're getting what they need. And I understand this stuff. I truly understand the feelings. I have feelings. You have feelings. We all have feelings. I get it. I just don't act on negative feelings. If we all acted on negative feelings, we would all be suicidal, bank robbing, homicidal serial killers. If we acted, right, and dwelled in that type of a world, right, the levels of self-hatred that people demonstrate now based on race or gender or wealth is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. It is a complete and total, abject, confusing world. It is just, the world of confusion is huge. When we get to shit, it's the fan, all of that must be instantly swept away. So even if you have to go to work and put up with all of this crap, literally crap, all of this social crap at work, you need to, even if you have to put up with that, and you can deal with it, when shit hits the fan, it has to be wiped away, or it will cause you to wipe yourself out. Am I wrong on this? I'm not talking about accepting humans and loving them and having a good moral foundation and caring all you can, when it makes. I'm not talking about that, becoming some sort of barbaric, murderous thug, right? I'm talking about getting rid of the parts that don't make any sense and understanding the consequences if you continue to act in a certain fashion and make decisions based on false realities or flawed realities. If we continue to make decisions on flawed realities, when shit hits the fan, the real reality comes. That is where we can get in trouble. And it is absolutely incredible, I've got to tell you. The more we get into this, the further we get, the longer it takes to get to shit hits the fan, the more I just look at my world and shake my head and go, I cannot believe that we're descending into literal madness. And so many think that it's great. And those that want to destroy this country, they're cheering. Whether they make a 25% impression or a 50 or 100% impression with their new idea, and it's accepted, no matter what, they're progressing in this direction. We're progressing down. When shit hits the fan, you need to be able to understand reality. Hold on to it firmly. Plant your feet. Be strong psychologically, healthily, right? Body, mind, healthy. You need to be well prepared with things. You need to be morally grounded. Real morals, which include the right to self-defense and the right to think for yourself and choose for yourself in all manners and all aspects of life. Stop surrendering who you are. When shit hits the fan, if you surrender who you are to someone else's idea or ideology, you're going to be subjected to them and whatever it is their decision is. That is why collectivism fails, and it fails every single time. Anyways, I don't know how preachy all of that came off as, but the idea of taking reality and embracing it, as ugly as it may be and as barbaric as it may sound by today's political, legal, social standards, but reality. Economically as well. Economically today, you can go out and go, right? Here's my credit card. Take my credit card. I want all that stuff. When shit hits the fan, someone goes and go, I'd like your stuff and I'm going to buy it. I'm going to offer you something and you have to take it. Take my credit card and shit hits the fan and give me half your food. Would you do that? One, would you accept any money, much less a piece of plastic, right? Well, that's that person's reality. This is the reality they're living in today. People are going into debt further and further. Unfortunately, millennials have now realized, millennials age 30 and up, they've realized they're going to have to work forever to pay off their debt. And they may not get to retire the way they envision and dream. I find that fascinating and refreshing that millennials are now realizing that's how life is. We don't get to retire. We don't all get to retire and live the life and live the dream in a big mansion with everything paid for, and there's no problems and lots of easy money. They're realizing that, and I'm like, welcome to the party, pal. Life is difficult. Life isn't fair. Life sucks. Life is hard. And shit, it's the fan is going to be much worse in all of those things. So, chance favors the prepared mind is yours. Go to the preparedmind.club if you need anything. That helps support the channel. And again, thank you here at Patreon. And of course, thank everyone who watches the videos and shares and passes them along. Lots more information. This is going to be a crazy, exciting week. And it's going to end probably more likely with a bang than a whimper. Geesh. Okay, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.